The do's and don'ts when visiting Egypt. There are a few things you need to know before visiting Egypt. One is that Egyptians have tons of kinesics, and they show lots of their excitement through hand motions and gestures, as you can see in this clip. Another thing is that not all Egyptians have the same physical appearance and dress the same. Not all families require the headdress and the usual wear of Egyptian culture. It is good to follow their norms and wear the clothes that the culture does, so it's strongly advised to avoid tank tops and short shorts. Greetings are typically carried out just like ours are in America. Oftentimes you do shake hands with males that you are semi-familiar with, but oftentimes men shouldn't greet women with handshakes, and names usually aren't used. It's more calling people by their title or surname. If you are traveling with a significant other, it is important to note that PDA is not necessarily seen the same way in Egypt. Most people tend to not like it, and even in some places you could be arrested for public display of affection. Another thing is that if you're greeted into somebody's home, you need to have an appetite. Oftentimes they are going to try to feed you and give you lots of food, as it's considered welcoming to them. Another thing is that their parent language is very, very different. They tend to stress words more, and the way that they pronunciate their words are a little bit different than ours, and they oftentimes have to stress certain syllables and phrases to make them sound like a different word. Also, don't be this guy.
Muhammad, Princess Jasmine. I saw Aladdin. I know these.
Amra.
You know what? Amro?
Amro, hi, Amro. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you too. Hey, you coming out tonight, right? To the bar?
Yeah, you coming?
Yeah, inshallah. Inshallah? That's what's up. Yeah.
That means he's not coming.
Another don't is that not to drink in public. Bars are cool and everything, but drinking in public can oftentimes get you arrested.
Bro, late again? I run in Arab time.
Egyptians are a very polychronomic society. They don't really run on time, and they're very flexible. This could also be very important to know with cabs and transportation, that if you are planning to be somewhere at a certain time, it might not happen. It could also apply to many tourist guides. So say you want to go see the pyramids, it might not happen at the time you schedule. All in all, their society is pretty close to ours, and their culture and the way they go about things. And the biggest difference would be that plans aren't real in Egypt. Most people don't stick to time, and that could be your biggest problem when touring Egypt.
Let's go grab hookah. Do you have hookah at your place? You wanna come over?